All right, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If you're just joining, please say hello. My name is Tammy Shaia. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm live with you today. You're going to be helping me unpack my stamp room this week. I also think it's going to flow over into next week as well, because there is quite a lot to organize. So Nancy says, I love your punch drawer. Oh, thank you, Nancy. So honestly, I thought that would be a great way for me to start is with the punches. Hi, Lisa. I'm going to take a quick sip of my afternoon iced tea, and we will get started. I chose the punches because, again, I know exactly where they're going to go. And, but ladies, I have to tell you this, it's confession. When I packed up in October, I couldn't put all my punches in one box because we'd never be able to pick it up and take it downstairs and out the door into a moving truck and then bring it to Richmond. So the way I packed the punches, so if you're ever packing a room up and you have punches to pack, for every box in the stamp room, I would put a layer of punches, just one layer of punches in the very bottom of the box. So that might have been, I don't know, 15 punches, depending on the size of the punch. So last night, as many of you know, I had the grandsons all day yesterday, which was so fun. But when they left, I had to dig out those punches. So I also labeled my boxes, and I was pretty specific as to how I labeled them. Now, my daughter did help me pack, and of course she doesn't know all the terminology, so she would just put everything in a box and put stamp stuff, go to the stamp room, whatever. So I could possibly be missing a couple of punches today, but I feel like at this point, and if you could see my stamp room right now, you would say, Tammy, how could you possibly be missing a punch? I'm going to show you, by the way. You're going to see the whole countertop. So anyway, I'm possibly missing a couple of punches, but at this point, if I can get my punches in the drawers and get them organized, you know, if I find 2 punches later on, that's not a big deal. Okay, that's a quick reorganizational thing to do. Okay, so I thought this would be a great place to start. I'm beginning to think about tomorrow and what we're going to unpack. So if there is something specific that you would like to see me unpack tomorrow or this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, let me know in the comments and I'll take that into consideration, okay? Yes, Kathleen, I believe you have traveled with the military, right? And so Kathleen says listing everything in a particular box makes it easier. You are so right, Kathleen. And I felt like I did a pretty good job with that. I mean, I had very general terms, but when someone else helps you pack, especially a kitchen or a stamp room or a pantry, when someone helps you pack, you forget what you have because you didn't literally pack that box. So I'm kind of a visual learner, and so, you know, when I pack something, I can kind of visually remember it being in the box most of the time. All right, so we are going to start with punches. My first recommendation for you is, if you're, no matter how you're going to organize them, okay? It could be in a caddy or a carousel, but however you decide to organize your punches, gather them all first, okay? Any size, any shape, even the whale tail punches, which you're going to see a bunch of whale tail punches today that I refuse to get rid of. So gather any and all punches that you have. That's where you want to start so that you can see all the different things that you need to find a home for. Anyone have any questions? Okay, so that's the first thing that I did last night, okay? And by the way, I already told you that I put punches in the bottom of most boxes. And guess what? I was able to get rid of 5 boxes last night. 5! I have 5 boxes gone, 5 Stampin' Up boxes that are gone. So every day if I get rid of a box, it's very liberating to do that, because that means I'm almost done with all the unpacking. So Kathleen says for 20 years she traveled with the military and she would unpack stamps and dies. Oh my gosh. Susan has another really great question. Do you keep retired ones? I do. You're going to see some of my punches today, Susan. I don't know how long you've been stamping, but you're going to see some of my punches that are pretty old today, but you never know when you might need it. And believe it or not, in the past 8 years in my other stamp room, I did use retired punches. So, yeah, I really don't retire my punches. I really like them. If they have a stamp set that goes with the punch, I keep the stamp set too, so that I can use it for something else. And believe it or not, it really comes in handy. Kathleen wants me to unpack her stamps and dies. I would love to, Kathleen. I wish we were closer. Let's see. So I've been in Stampin' Up 17 years this May, okay? I've got 17 years worth of punches, ladies, all right? And I was a little embarrassed for my husband to see the island last night because there were a lot of punches on it. So you're about to see it. Are you ready to see my island? I'm about to show it to you. What I've done is I've gathered all my punches. That's number 1, okay? Any size and shape. I've also organized my punches. Now, they haven't gone in the drawers, but I have organized them, all right? This is how I like to organize. And you're gonna see it on my countertops. I organize the current ones all together. And those current punches are going in the very top drawer because those are the ones that I use constantly. They are punches that are current and punches that I can sell. Okay, I can't sell a retired punch. Even though I keep the retired punches, I can't sell them, but, or I could, but I currently cannot sell them, if that makes sense. They're retired, so I can't sell it anymore. So I have organized my punches by current punches, by whale tail punches. If you don't know what that is, you're gonna see them. I also organize by the size of the punch. I'll show you what that means. And I like to organize by builder punches. Builder punches, for example, would be, I'm trying to think of a current builder punch. A current builder punch. Oh, the mushroom, okay? The toadstool punch. That's a builder punch. So I like to organize by builder punches. I also like to organize by the seasons and or holidays, okay? All right, so that's kind of how I organize mine. I am gonna take my iPad off of the holder and I'm gonna flip it around so that I can show you that how I already have them organized. Okay, so I took the time to get them organized so that we wouldn't waste any time. All right, so here goes. Camera is going off. That is so funny, Susan. So funny. We're doing a Facebook class and talking about punches. That 1-inch punch, definitely one you need to keep for sure. All right, so here we go. I am going to flip the camera. All right, hang on one second. Hang on. Why are you not flipping? I'm sure this is a very simple button here. Hang on one second. Oh, there you go. That's how you flip it. Okay. You're going to see my ring light right here. I put the ring light over the punch drawer so that you will have better lighting. Okay. All right. So what I've done is, and I actually went to the Stampin' Up online store right before today's class. And these are our current punches, okay? So I know those need to go on the top drawer or in the top drawer. All right, my staples are circle punches. And I even like that 1-inch square punch as well. So I've lined up all of my circle punches together, okay? And yes, I even have 2 of this one. Sorry, I am not used to using the camera on my iPad, so I'm kind of all over the place. All right, remember that I told you I like to organize punches by, sorry everyone, I like to organize my punches by size. And these are super skinny, and so I put all my super skinnies together. Now, there's a possibility you're going to see some punches that are not Stampin' Up, and that is before my Stampin' Up days, okay? Then look at these itty bitties, all right? So I organized all of these as well, all right? I had no idea how hard this was going to be with the iPad. Do you remember border punches? These are border punches and some corner punches. And so I have pulled those out and I have put them together, okay? Don't say wow yet, Susan. It's really not a wow yet. You just wait. All right, so we're gonna pan on around, and then I have all these itty bitty whale tail punches. So they need a home as well. Here are some that are just a little bit bigger, so they need a home. So as you can tell, I'm kind of organizing things, whale tail punches together, and then I like to organize by size. That red one that you saw was a creative memory. So I used to be a scrapbooker before I became a stamper. Then we have these punches, and these have 3 different punches in one thing. All right, boy, this camera is incredibly sensitive on the iPad. This is crazy. All right, then I have hole punches, and I have more than that, by the way. I have more than this, and I wasn't able to find those. So that leads me to believe there's a possibility I have another box with a layer of punches in the bottom, okay? All right, we're gonna swing on around the room, so hang tight, and I hope I don't make you dizzy. All right, let's look at the whale tail punches. Here they are. And I've already organized them as to how I want them in the drawer. So I'll let you get a closer look at them. I did organize kind of by season with snowflakes, flowers, stars and hearts, ovals. When I first started stamping, this is what Stampin' Up sold. We referred to them as whale tail punches. And I do keep them, and they do come in handy. Okay, now, are you ready for this? Check out my other punches, all right? Can you believe that I'm even thinking that I have another box I haven't opened? I actually do need a punch intervention. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for that. I am really revealing a lot about myself. So here are my Stampin' Up punches right here, okay? So we have our work cut out for us today, and we are going to get started, all right? Okay, so I'm gonna be switching over to my phone in just a second. I am going to pull out the first drawer, okay? Yes, this might take a while, and you might even be bored. All right, so I'm switching over to my phone now, And you can see, hang on, I might be able to move the phone around a little bit. Let's see what happens here. All right, first thing that I really do want to show you is the blueprint. So this is the blueprint right here. And my phone is seeing this upside down, so hang tight. Haha, there we go. Okay, so this is the actual blueprint that Mary and I started with. The reason for this particular wall is this is my cutting area, okay? Where I am cutting paper and where I am scoring paper and getting class kits ready, all right? So that's why I decided to put the punches on this side. So let's look at the print here. And that is not it. So hang on. I picked up the wrong piece of paper. What I wanted to show you was, and it's not that big of a deal that you're not seeing it, when you open this up, there are 4 of these pull-out punch drawers, okay? In my original stamp room, before I moved, I had 3 punch drawers. So decided to add a 4th punch drawer right here. Over here are pull-out shelves, and you're gonna see why today as well, all right? Okay, so I wanted to show you that. Something else that I need to show you is my label machine. So we're gonna talk a few minutes about labeling, okay? Let's see if I can zoom in. All right, now I must tell you that my P-Touch machine is probably 10, 12, or even 15 years old, okay? They still make the P-Touch machine. I doubt it's going to look like this, okay? But I'm sure they will all work the same, okay? All right, I'm loving your comments, Susan. You need to hold each one and ask yourself, does this bring me joy? Oh, I love that. Marie Kondo, absolutely. Oh, I love it. Okay, so here's the P-Touch machine. Now I'm going to show you how I label my punches, okay? And then we will get started. So let's start with this one, okay? This will be a good enough one. With your P-Touch machine, you can actually use different size tape labels, okay? Or different size labels. I use this one a lot. You're going to see me use it when I label die magnet sheets. You're going to see it on a lot of different things that I use. But I love using this one. This is a 1/4 inch label tape, okay? And I like using it because it's small. I've got the name of the punch as well as the item number, okay? So the item number is important when the punch is current. Once it retires, not so much. But I have found that this information really helps, okay? And so I use that 1/4 inch label tape. I will show you the label. You know, there's a little more information there for you. Hopefully that will be helpful. After today's broadcast, I am going to give you some links. I'm going to put this down 1 second. I'm going to give you some links where you can shop. Oh my gosh. Wow, I lost everything. Well, girls, hang on. I am sorry. My thing completely fell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Can you please take that?
Be happy to.
My goodness.
Are you still with them?
Yes, I am. And the camera's going everywhere. All right, ladies. I am back. I am sorry about that. My ring light fell off the countertop. All right. I'm not even sure where we were talking. I know, I remember now. After, just right here will be fine as long as it'll stay on the counter. Thank you. After today's broadcast, I am going to put some links for you for the P-Touch machine and the labels, okay? All right. So, oh, Susan, I am not familiar with your machine. I have not heard of that. Tom, there is a cushion, a white cushion that goes there. Okay. All right. You know, crafting, unfortunately, crafting's becoming very stressful for me. No matter how hard I try, something goes wrong every single week.
Just the building of the room.
Getting used to my new room, and thank goodness Tom's home from work and he can help me out because it obviously takes more than one person to do this. Oh yes, Dymo. I'm very familiar with Dymo. Excellent. Excellent product. You can use any label machine. You don't need to get caught up in, it has to be this label machine. It has to be this size tape. So yeah, don't get caught up in that. These are currently, you think it's going to stay?
Yep.
All right, we've got to get my phone on there. Y'all hang on one second. I'm going to be showing you 3 new punches that are current, and I want to show you how I labeled these 3, okay? All right. I don't know what it is. I have a clamp on this ring light where you clamp it to the counter. And when I clamped it today, it was nice and snug and tight. And I cannot tell you why it fell. Well, can you just hold this right here? Let me get my camera up here. Thank you. Because we want to use my camera to look inside the cabinet, the drawer. Okay. Let's see, if I pull this all the way out, we can pretty much see. I wonder if that had anything to do with it. You know?
No, when you turn it, just be careful. You just turn in the arm.
I'm going to try not to touch it anymore. That would probably be best.
You need me to wait and hold that for you?
Yeah, could you just hold the iPad?
For the next hour?
Corinne, I think you're right. My countertops are too slick. Just hold, I need help every day. Who wants to be my assistant and come over and do all of my technology for me?
You're going to get a lot of volunteers there.
I would absolutely love it. All right, so these new punches right here, okay, these just came out. These are teeny tiny punches, right? It's like, how do you label them? So it is called a hole punch, all right? And I put 1 of 3 because there are 3 punches in this set. Now, I may not have them in the right order, so don't panic. I do know how to count. I don't know if they're the right order or not, but that's what I put on the side, okay? Then on the back, I put the item number, okay? So there's the item number, and the item number is exactly the same for all 3 little punches. Now, I haven't always labeled my punches, and in honesty, I wish I had. I really do, because I've got 4 or 5 punches that I don't know the name of, and if we run across them today, maybe you can help me figure out which ones it is, okay? Because I am not sure. All right? All right, I think we're ready to switch over now. So we're going to do that, and Tom, you can actually put the iPad back on the cradle over there. Well, you know what? I'd like it over here because that way I can see what they're seeing, and I'm not... All right, hang on one second.
Where's your case?
My case is in the room.
Okay.
Everything is slick because the iPad won't even sit up on the counter. Yeah, I just started labeling in the last year or 2, Susan, and I really wish I had done it from the beginning. I really, really do. All right, the case is right over there in the closet.
Okay, got it.
Okay, all the way over in the right corner. Okay? All right. So I'm going to get my iPad in the case, and then we're going to get started. Now, this is a great time for y'all to ask any questions, okay? Keep them coming, and if I don't address them now, I will definitely address them when at the end, okay? At the very end. All right. I was just thinking, would you all I was just thinking about the label machine. I'll let that go for now. I'd be happy to make a label with you. I don't mind doing that at all. All right, so the first thing that I like to start with, and I'm gonna start from left to right, and you may not be able to see the left, okay, as well as I would like for you to. But, you know, we read left to right, so I always organize things left to right, okay? So I always put my circle punches in first. The circle punches are my staples, and so I need them to go in first. And I am going to start with the largest circle punch, which is 2.5 inches. This one is not labeled, and it should be. So I may possibly leave it out, or let's see how many punches we can even get in here. I'm anxious to see that, okay. All right, then I've got 2.25 inch, and I've got 2 3/8. So 2 3/8 is next. And you'll be able to see soon. 2 1/4 is next. 2 inches. 1 1/4. And y'all are just not able to see any of this. And I'm wondering, looks like I'm gonna need to.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, okay, great. These drawers, I think, are longer than what I had before.
I know.
Because all of this used to fill up the whole drawer.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
You can have plenty of punch room.
1 inch, and look at that 1 inch, and there's 3/4 inch. I'm also gonna put my little scallops, 7/8. That can be used with that. You know, I really do feel like I'm missing another box of punches. I keep saying it, and now I'm really believing it. Okay, so we got to get our ovals in here. And I do have 2 of these, and yes, it looks like that I need to label the other one. All right, so can y'all see that? All right, so yeah, that's where I would need to label it. So I'll do that later. And I'm actually going to put my ovals here. Okay, so I'm going to put those in the back there. And since these punches are smaller and they might, you know, kind of flap back and forth, I'm going to leave those like that. And I still have more room.
I'm going to tell Susan that she does not
What
need
Susan
more
say?
punches. She doesn't need any more.
Oh, I don't know about that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the next thing I want to start with are current punches. Okay, so I'm going to put that current punch. I'll actually move those ovals back and put this one right there. And then this one is my labeled with love. Put that one there. Sometimes I do it by the size or the shape of the punch. And let's go ahead and add the hexagon. We'll put that right there. And let's add the file tab punch. So you're gonna notice that the drawers do fully extend. So super happy about that. I still have some more space right here. So maybe we need to look at these hole punches that are current. And of course, they can stack right there. So let's count how many big punches we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I may have skipped one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, we may be able to get as many as 15 punches in one slot, which means, ladies, I will be able to buy more punches. So that's the good news. All right. So there's the little house punch. That's a builder punch, and so is the toadstool punch. So I'm actually going to put it in a different slot, okay? And I also have this 1 inch square. And what I could do is, why don't I put the 1-inch square right there? And the current, I may put these somewhere else. I have an idea, so we may put the current somewhere else. So this is where we are so far. And so now I want to put in the other current punches. Let's see. We have these shapes right here that are retired. And I think I'm going to put those right there, okay? Yes, Nancy, more bunches. Okay. Now, another thing I'm going to do is builder punches, okay? We're going to go ahead and we're going to add some builder punches. These are retired, so I might do that, all right? I'm thinking out loud right now. I'm thinking, these are hearts. I'm thinking I'll put the hearts there, okay? Because now we're getting, you know, into different sizes and shapes and all of that. Here is another builder punch that is retired. So I'll put that there. The tree punch is retired. All right, hang on 1 second. Things like to drop. All right, and we'll put that there. Let me grab some more. We have the bird and the owl. So I'm gonna put these here. I know, I'm loving this drawer and I didn't realize it was this big. Okay, more retired. We have another bird. I'm gonna put it with the owl. So it's kind of fun. These are called builder punches. They're called builder punches because they have a lot of different things that punch out all at the same time, okay? And I'm not even sure that you can see that. Let me see if I can stretch this. There we go. Now, whether it'll stay or not, I don't know. But I'm trying to give you full access to this drawer. I know it's a little difficult. All right, so we have more animals. I've got a fish. And I think I'm gonna put the fish here. It's just kind of fun. I'll put the sailboat with the fish. And we have a cute little doggy. Put that right there. Let's see. We have a hedgehog. That was a cute stamp set, wasn't it? Super cute. And we also have a fox. Okay, so that will go there. We're gonna count these in just a second so we can see how many actually fit in here. All right, we have an acorn and lips right there. So these are definitely retired. Okay, so someone says, I hope the drawer holds up to all that weight. So the drawers will hold 100 pounds. So that is a very good question. All right, we've got some dragonflies and some ladybugs. And let me see if I can extend. Let me see if I can extend the arm without upsetting the apple cart. I'm extending the arm on the ring light. All right, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but Tom said he's on his way. So that's a good thing. Here is a heart punch right here. And I'll go ahead and put that one over here as well.
Oh my gosh.
Tom just said, oh my gosh. Here's the moon. We'll put that there. So I was just trying to reach over here to the very end of that. All right.
There you go. Okay.
Oh, I think so. Let's see if they can see. Yeah. All right, so we got an apple and a cherry. All right, maybe I'll put that there.
How many punch drawers do you have?
I have 4 of these. In my old stamp room, my former stamp room, I had 3, and I didn't have enough, but I'm pretty sure, Carol, this drawer is longer, or I guess has more depth than my other drawer that I had, because I've never fit this many in, ever, ever.
Don't get any idea.
All right, I mean, I'm talking more punches, girls. That's what I'm thinking. All right, I'm adding some flowers over here. Now this bee punch is current, so I'm gonna put him, I could probably move him, but I've got my bee, my house, and my toadstools together because they are current, okay? So I'm gonna keep those little guys together.